This is the Experienced Optimist, and today we're going to be going over an article titled 11 Reasons Why Women Don't Get Along with Other Women. This is very important to realize just because women, they can't get along with other women, and then because of that, they can't get along with men either. A lot of men turn a blind eye to the fact that other women can't get along, and then they expect that same woman to love them and treat them with respect. Well, what I've learned is that women, since they can't get along with other women, it's a pipe dream to think that they will then turn around and respect their husband or their boyfriend. They're just going to use them the same way they use the women in their lives when they choose to manipulate them and choose to use them. But let's get started with the article. First paragraph. I'm sure there are times when you don't happen to like another fellow girlfriend of yours for no particular reason. Or as you grow up, you realize that friendship with girls might be fun and involve those shopping sprees and parties, but you often feel judged or at constant battle with each other. Sound familiar with the relationship that men have with women? Girls make good friends, but they have clear-cut boundaries and dual dealings. This article is a sane take on the way girls are cut to be the way they are. Not like the presence of female company around them. And by the way, this is an article from the Thought Catalog. I'm going to leave a link in the description box for the article. I grew up surrounded by lots of friends, but a huge group of them comprised of guys. Not that I was a tomboy or something, I naturally gelled more with the boy gang. With them around, I never had to bother about my plates being in place, my frocks neat, or mind my playthings. They were easy, not pretentious, and not bitchy. As I grew up, I realized things hadn't changed much. In fact, the camaraderie I shared with the guys was simple and hassle-free. Sometimes they treat you as one of them, but surprisingly, you feel comfortable in your own skin with them around. That's because men are more accepting of the people around them in general. Out of the blue, one day I suddenly wondered why I hung out more with guys. Then I got my answer. Except a few close ones, girls didn't maybe like me that much, and the feeling was mutual. Set me thinking to one of life's most common yet unanswered questions. Why don't girls get along with other girls? Of course we have our BFFs as girls only, but like generally in our hearts of hearts, we just can't appreciate another female-friendly species. If bromance rules, so should cis-mance. And now she goes through the reasons why women make shitty friends. Number one, they get threatened. One of the reasons girls don't adore each other is because they get threatened by each other. One who visits her husband's boss for dinner sees how well his wife cooks. The other gets threatened by the boyfriend's best friend, whom he spends a lot of time with. Others just get threatened by the way her friend shares a great rapport with her dad and she doesn't. So she doesn't like the women that she feels threatened by. Sound familiar, guys? Exactly. They get threatened by everything. Number two, they get all green-eyed. Then it has a quote here. Jealousy, that dragon which slays love under the pretense of keeping it alive. By Havelock Ellis. Women are those green-eyed monsters that are born that way. Keep that in mind, that are born that way. They can't help getting all worked up if your house is cleaner than theirs or your waistline is smaller than theirs. So simple, you get something that makes them think of the J word. And this is crazy because how many times have you met a jealous woman? I remember I was in Brazil and there was a guy who had, I believe he had a daughter with a Brazilian woman. And she got jealous that he was spending more time with his own daughter. And she thought that he should be spending more time with her. And he was just caring for his daughter. He wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary. And it was crazy. She went crazy and she went on this tirade and basically she showed her evil side. And that's just one of the things. Women will become jealous over some of the dumbest things. Okay, number 3. They can't tolerate why all guys like you. You may be one of the guys. You may be the super feminine type or maybe the head girl. If you are always seen with the guys, they can't seem to like you. You'll be that bitch that always hangs out with the guys in her sweatpants or entice them with your girly woes. That's kind of stupid. All right, number 4. They want to be what they can't be. This is a big one. Women are always trying to be something that they're not. You are the cheerleader while they can't even do a simple leg movement. You excel at debates and they can't talk to a bunch of people. You fit lovely into that slender black dress while they would never have dreamt of it. Sadly, girls never value what they already have and are too busy trying to be someone else. Now, how many times has this screwed up a relationship? Women can't be happy with what they have. They're always trying to be someone else, like you see on these TV shows, the Real Housewives or whatever the fuck. And how many times does that screw up the happiness of yourself and the people around you? Number 5, they love to hate you. They might not even know you, but if you are new at school, at work, they are absolutely judgmental about anyone that they don't know, especially in a negative sort of way. That's the thing they love, to hate other girls that are not one of them. They love to hate you. And this is a weird thing about female nature, and I've noticed that a lot of guys are doing this now too. They love to hate on people. Like, you never see a lot of women loving like other people, giving compliments to other people. They're always negative. They're always trying to break somebody down and destroy another person. Number 6, they are used to being the center of attention, which is getting worse now that we have social media. As women, we can't share our moment of glory. Tell me that again. We are used to being the center stage, and once we have somebody stealing the show, we hate them immediately. Might be a beautiful girl that has joined the new term, gym, or just a stranger walking on the street. If heads turn in that direction, they will surely be hated no matter what. Think of how trivial that is, to hate somebody just because they're getting attention. The dumbest thing ever. 7, and this is huge. They can't stand candidness. There might be someone who may not be sweet-tongued like the way girls usually are, which generally means that they're hiding their lies. Someone who is too in the face for a girl. Girls usually like sugarcoating their talk, so if you can't seem to do that, chances are they will not like you. And that is women in a nutshell, because women can't be candid. They always try to lie and tell half-truths so that they say they do it to keep the peace, but really it's just that so they can get what they want and generally stop other people from getting what they want. Number 8, they are always in competitive mode. This is key right here. From comparing to the prices of a dress you got last week to who has the redder apples. Who has the redder apples? How trivial is that? Or better curtains in the house. Girls are born to compete with each other. Even for trivial things that you are an ounce better, they will not like you. And that's the crazy thing about competition. And that's why a lot of it does that's why I understand why a lot of dudes nowadays are competing with each other all the time like women. We're trying to cut each other off at the knees. When we see how competition between women goes, it always fucks things up. So why would we want to take a page out of their book and then always live in competitive mode and then screw our lives up and screw other guys' lives up? It makes no sense at all. But let's get back to number 9. They are always self-conscious. Women, unlike men, are self-conscious about everything that they have, from the money they are making, to the brands they are wearing, to the way they look while they work out. They are in a constant war with their inner self. Some use this to get better each day, while others compare this self-consciousness with the way other girls are putting up, only to hate them even more. Number 10. They are addicted to gossiping. A new girl at work, a new neighbor, or just a hot girl you saw at the movies with your so-called friend. Women and gossip have an everlasting bond. Women love gossiping about other women, about their clothes, makeup, walking style, lame boyfriends, or unnecessary tantrums. Number 11. They are made to believe all their life to protect what's theirs. The way a woman looks at your man in a party, the way your friends talk about your boyfriend, women know what belongs to them is theirs. Period. Any fear of encroachment by another in her territory would be met with resentment and hatred. And now she's going to wrap up the article. Lastly, women make wonderful lovers, wives, friends, mothers, daughters, and companions. I beg to differ, but but the kind of stuff she has while growing up might not have been exactly great. Except her mother, most women in her life, her aunts, and this is key here, her aunts, cousins, sisters, classmates, had always been judgmental to the way she talks, dresses, or looks. The sisterhood of failure. It's sometimes not the boys, but the older women in our lives, to an extent, are responsible for our conditioning. The rest, they say, is genes. Women may like other women, but never be too fond of them. They are made that way. See, and this is the thing about, here's the thing about women not getting along with other women. Now, if women can't be candid, they love to hate you, which generally is the boyfriend. They love to hate the boyfriend if they're in a relation with them. If they're always being the center of attraction, they always have to be the center of attraction. They want what they want, they want what they can't have. They have all these negative character traits. If that's the truth for women, then why be in a long-term relationship with them? Why have a girlfriend? And why have a wife? Because as we know, and as this article points out, these are the natural characteristics of women. So if women have these natural nasty characteristics, you'll never have a good relationship with them long term. Right? Number 1, they get threatened, right? So they'll always be threatened by you. They're always going to get jealous. You know, they're always going to want something that they can't have. So this is ultimately going to bring up, create problems in your relationship. So why, as a MGTOW man, why do you want to be in a relationship with a person like this? This is like asking to be in a relationship with your worst enemy. If I had to think of a worst enemy or some of the shady people that I've known in my life, they always show these type of characteristics. They love to hate you, be the center of attention, right? They're always self-conscious. They always like to gossip about other people. They're always negative. And guess what? Those relationships never last. Those people always try to take advantage. So as a MGTOW man, I would say, and this is from past experiences as well, personal experience, the only type of relationship you can have with people that have these characteristics is short term. Pump and dump. saying hi and bye. Maybe not even interacting with them if you're a MGTOW monk. Because ultimately, these people are going to take advantage of you. And that's how it goes. And I feel that most of these characteristics are intrinsic to women. So every time you're dealing with them, you're entering the den of snakes, or den of lions, or whatever you want to say. But it's not to your best benefit. And you need to keep that in mind. There are many times where I dealt with women who gossiped, and they were... I remember I was in Brazil one time, and I was messing with this one girl, and she was self-conscious. I mean, she exhibited a lot of characteristics that were negative, that were talked about in this article. And she ended up being a headache. So I don't want the same thing to happen to you guys. But if you like this video, give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit the notification button. And just remember, if women are like this intrinsically, there's no point in having long-term relationships with them, because invariably it's going to go wrong. But hit the notification button, like, share with your friends, and I'll talk to you later.